No. He literally grabs her, thinking it's his ex-wife coming for their creepy Tuesday night surprise intruder game, and starts trying to rip her clothes off.
For the love of, can we at least set the scene before you dive into the deep end of the depravity? That quote. He forgot about everything except this hot little, soft little, eat me up baby with the cum, to papa body. Tells you plenty to start.
Tells me he's a pig, which, spoiler alert, he is. Welcome back to Heartbook Radio, folks, where today we're dissecting It Had to Be You by Susan Elizabeth Phillips, a book apparently written to give therapists job security.
It's the story of Phoebe Somerville, a socialite who inherits the Chicago Stars football team from her estranged father, knowing absolutely nothing about the sport. She clashes with the head coach, Dan Calebow, a man who, well, you aren't entirely wrong about him.
Entirely wrong? The man is a walking HR violation, a gaslighting, misogynistic cheater. One reviewer literally said, and I quote, "I'm defending this strong 4-star rating by admitting I have a thing for gaslighting misogynistic assholes with zero self-awareness. Who are these people? Are they okay?"
Let's unpack Dan Calebow. He is presented as the archetypal alpha male, albeit one with significant anger management issues and questionable ethics. His initial assessment of Phoebe is, and I quote, "the most worthless, spineless, silliest excuse for a human being he'd ever met. Charming."
Charming. He's juggling Phoebe, the hot new team owner he calls Eat Me Up Baby, while still sleeping with his congresswoman ex-wife, doing weird role play. By the way, ain't trying to woo some poor, unsuspecting nursery school teacher named Sharon because he thinks she's wife material. He's literally, in his own head, trying to figure out how he could have Phoebe in his bed while he was courting Sharon Anderson. It's not alpha, it's scum. Remember my neighbor Barry? Pulled the same crap with the yoga instructor and the lady from the dog park. Ended with a restraining order and a poodle dyed blue. Dan Calebow S. Barry.
While the comparison to Barry and the azure poodle is vivid, Dan's behavior does raise questions about toxic masculinity in sports environments, and perhaps deep-seated insecurity manifesting as control. But the cheating is egregious. I grant you, and the incident you alluded to earlier, the mistaken identity during an attempted enactment of a non-consensual fantasy.
He tries to fake rape her, and Phoebe, who the book tells us over and over, is a survivor of actual sexual assault. She gets over it in like 5 minutes, finds it thrilling. What message is that sending? Another reviewer nailed it. What better way to heal from trauma faster than to get dicked down real good by a cheater? It's insane.
The narrative choice to have Phoebe process that specific trauma so quickly is jarring, and a major point of contention for many readers. It overshadows her genuine arc, which involves shedding this brittle, outrageous bimbo persona she constructed as a shield after years of emotional abuse and the assault. She does grow into a capable owner.
Oh, the bimbo thing, strutting around in her C-fem boots, come F me boots, apparently pretending not to know what a touchdown is while secretly being smart. Give me a break. It's like watching early Paris Hilton try to run General Motors. You wouldn't invite her to a party. She'd just talk about designers and accidentally insult everyone.
It's a defense mechanism, born of trauma. She uses flamboyant fashion and feigned ignorance to keep people at arm's length. It's actually quite psychologically astute. Even if the execution feels dated, people root for her because she overcomes that.
They root for her to get away from Dan, who, by the way, people also seem to love. How is this book any good if the supposed hero makes you want to call the police?
That's the paradox, isn't it? Is the book good? It's certainly compelling. The author taps into something potent. This attraction to the dangerous, flawed man, the fantasy of being the one woman who can tame him or heal his wounds. It's a problematic trope, but undeniably popular.
Popular like chlamydia. Doesn't mean it's good. Remember that scene where everyone thinks he slept with a 16-year-old? Turns out it was just the congresswoman ex in a schoolgirl outfit, because of course it was, but the author deliberately makes you think the worst. It's cheap.
It is manipulative storytelling, designed purely for shock value, and the sheer volume of reader reviews oscillating between Dan Calebow is the hottest book boyfriend ever, and Dan Calebow is a disgusting monster who should be chemically castrated, is remarkable. One Spanish reviewer declared undying love, "I love him," right after detailing all his unforgivable actions.
Okay, hypothetical time. If Dan Calebow were a sandwich, what would he be? I'm going with a knuckle sandwich served on moldy bread with extra poison.
Perhaps a ghost pepper sub on stale rye. Initially intriguing, potentially exciting, but ultimately causes severe internal distress and regret, and likely involves cheating, with mayonnaise when you specifically asked for mustard.
See, you know he's awful. This book is like Major League if Charlie Sheen's character was somehow worse and actively malicious, crossed with a really trashy episode of Dallas.
The tonal whiplash between screwball comedy, workplace drama, trauma narrative, and frankly disturbing relationship dynamics is significant.
All right, rating time. Forget stars. I give It Had to Be You 4 out of 5 simultaneous girlfriends, which is impressive and horrifying.
I cannot condone that rating system, but the book does provoke a strong reaction. Fine, I award it 6 out of 10 therapy sessions required after reading.
Fair enough. Next week, folks, we tackle a real mind bender. My sentient toaster oven demands blood. Sounds uplifting.
Until
You're listening to Heartbook Radio.